TJ, we know you played for a few teams in the NFL, but your team was the Bengals, and that's where you cut your teeth and had big time play and made a name for yourself because you also played in Seattle and Baltimore and with the Raiders. But most people know you as a Cincinnati Bengal, and they're on a 4-game winning streak. They're looking great. And you have the nerve, the audacity, the mitigated gall, or whatever I'm trying to say. You have the gall to say that they're the best team in the AFC North with a healthy Joe Burrow. Are you sure about that, or are you playing the homer card?
Come on now, Rob. Listen. Am I a little biased? Absolutely.
A little? You wore that uniform. You bleed that orange and black. Just keep it real.
But I respect everything about the Ravens, like Harbaugh, Bisciotti, the way they run their organization, top to bottom, nothing but respect.
And that they won a Super Bowl, yeah.
And I played 1 year there, and I loved it. I wish I could have played more, and they know that. They know how I feel about them. And what the Ravens have done thus far in the season has been really, really remarkable.
Well, I want you to make your case for the Bengals because I'm
gonna get there.
Okay, all right.
Best believe it. Now, what they've done has been great. They beat the Bengals good. Oh, they beat the Bengals and Joe was hurt. Okay, yeah. We wasn't all the way right. Early in the season, Burrow wasn't healthy. This is why I say the Bengals are a better team. If you have one drive that you need and you can pick one offense out of this division, Mr. Parker, who you taking?
I'm taking the Ravens.
Man, please. Yeah, that's why you laughing. Yeah, no, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not.
Thanks, Craig Melvin. No, I got you. Look, I'm all in on Joe Burrow. I am. I'm not even going to sit here and fake the funk, try to tell you or play like some game. He's that dude, okay? I got mad respect for him. They could have gotten to a Super Bowl. He had a bad game against Cincinnati and still only lost by 3 on a questionable call, right? Would you agree with me? He had a bad game.
100%, yes.
They could have gone to the Super Bowl again. People were telling that dude, don't go to Cincinnati. That's a terrible franchise. I'm going there, and I'm going to be that dude to turn it around, and he's done all that. But when I look at the Ravens and what they've done this year, the Ravens have faced 5 teams with winning records so far. 4-1 in those games. The average score 32-9. That's the
Rob,
Bengals, not just the Bengals. The Browns, the Lions, and the Seahawks.
Can you give me those 5 teams? Can you give me those 5 teams? No. Who are they?
Bengals, Browns, Lions, Seahawks.
Uh-huh.
Those are the 4 that they won.
Now let's closely examine that. The Bengals, they weren't healthy. The Seahawks have lost all the good teams and beat all the bad teams.
What do you mean? They beat the Lions on the road. Aren't the Lions a good team? You're saying they're not a good team now?
No, the Lions are a good team. The
Seahawks beat the Lions in Detroit after they were coming off the win from Kansas City.
I don't know what it is about the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, and the NFC, but they can't touch him. And the record speaks for that. The Browns. The Browns are all defense. The Browns don't put points on them. They're deep. And then you're not going to bring up the loss to the Colts?
I didn't mix that in there. I'm just saying. I was giving that. Lose. Teams lose.
The Steelers are all defense. You're not going to bring up that loss to the Steelers? They're all defense.
No, I'm talking about the 5 teams that they faced with winning records. 4-1, which is impressive. You got to admit that 4-1 against those teams.
I'm not even going to. Just what the Ravens have done thus far is impressive. I don't want to discredit the Ravens and act like, they're not a good team. The Ravens are a really good team. Top 6 offensively and defensively. No other team can say that. The number 1 defense in the league, number 6 offense in the league. So the Ravens are good. But I believe the Bengals are better. I really do, because
don't give me just the Joe Burrow and the cake.
No. It's
give me
based
more.
on.
Give me the defense.
It's based
where
on
they are.
It's based on the way they've played offensively the last 3 weeks. Obviously, we're on a 4-game winning streak. Coming out the bye, You play the Niners and the Bills.
They've been impressive with the wins. I'm giving you that, but the Bills aren't what we thought they were. Also, Brock Purdy ain't what we thought he was. I think he's been exposed somewhat.
Hey, Rob, don't start with that. He's been
exposed.
Hey, did we really think that Brock Purdy would go his whole career without throwing interceptions and losing games? Did we really think that?
No, I'm not saying that, but people the week after when they blew out the Giants, blew out the Cowboys, they were talking about, he's MVP material. You guys better stop. Remember all of his teammates
Brock Purdy's a top 10 He's a top 10 quarterback in the league.
He's a top 10 quarterback when he has 8 million weapons and everything's working. And you know this, TJ, when everything ain't working, that's where you see where a quarterback is. I remember at one point Aaron Rodgers was 7-0 without Devontae Adams. That's where I want to see, like, okay, when you don't have your big horses, can you still get it done? Can you make other people better? And you got to admit, the weapons, and I'm not taking away Brock Purdy about what he was able to do with what he had. But there were moments where he looked very ordinary and looked like Mr. Irrelevant. That's all I'm saying.
Brock Purdy, to me, he was undervalued. He was underrated coming out. He's not an overachiever. He was just misevaluated. And when every quarterback, when they don't play well, the good quarterbacks, when they don't play well and they're not playing well, what do we all? Oh man, they need help, man. The offensive line isn't playing right. Oh man, they ain't got no receivers on the outside that can win. Or the running game is just. As soon as you get those weapons, do you point to the weapons? No. We don't do that. Oh, yeah, you see the quarterback now. He done turned it around. He's playing great. Yeah, because he has these weapons. Football is the ultimate team game. You need everybody. Everybody.
I agree, but you got to admit that there are quarterbacks who can go out there, and I just gave you the Devontae. Now that's an incredible stat considering what kind of a player he was with the Packers, that you could go, and I could go back to when Devontae Adams was missing, and they went to Arizona to play the 7-0 Cardinals. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
And Aaron Rodgers was able to win that game. He won another game. He came back with 19 seconds or 30 seconds in San Francisco. All I'm saying is there are quarterbacks who, when they don't have every bullet in the chamber, they're still able to pull off stuff. And that's all I'm saying is that.
And when you're talking Aaron Rodgers, you're talking one of the
top 1%
greatest quarterbacks ever. And so everybody can't do that. That's Aaron Rodgers now you're talking about. You act like you're talking like he's just a regular run-of-the-mill quarterback. And so Aaron Rodgers is different. All I'm saying is Brock Purdy, does he have a lot of weapons? Absolutely. Does he need them? Absolutely. But what about the other quarterbacks like Jimmy G that played with those same weapons? He wasn't doing that.
They were winning. Same. No, Jimmy G was winning.
Wait. Hey, in spite of, not because of.
Oh, but they were winning.
In spite of, not because of. Huge difference. And so, I know I've kind of veered this another direction.
Yeah, you did, because you didn't have an argument for the Bengals being the best team in the AFC North. It's the Ravens. Come on now, TJ. It's the Ravens.
It's because of the way the Bengals have played as of late. And their defense keeps them in games. Their defense is not top 10, just on the outside. But when you talk about making second half adjustments, nobody does it better than the Bengals. They make adjustments in a set.
The Ravens don't have to make they
just shut you down.
Yeah, they just shut you down. Their defense, first in points, they're giving up 13.8 points. Second in total defense, 262.6 yards, per game. First in sacks, 35 sacks, and 10th in takeaways. That's a real defense. That's a defense that has held.
They play very well.
Teams down to under double digits in the 4 wins against 5 winning the 4 winning games against teams over 500. They're averaging 9 points a game. 9.
Hey, when you got to go against CBT, Chase, Boyd, and T, okay, let's see if you can hold them down then with Joe healthy. See if you can hold Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, hold them to 13 when they healthy. You do that, I'll shut up. Let's see if you can do that.